Today we are unboxing the Louis Vuitton Palm Springs mini backpack in reverse monogram. And yes, before you ask, I already have this bag in my collection. So why did I buy another one? Stay tuned to find out. Hi friends, welcome to my channel. If you're new, welcome back if you're a returning subscriber. My name's Jonathan. I make luxury videos, unboxings, and reviews. And as I mentioned, we are unboxing the Louis Vuitton Palm Springs Mini. So let's get right into it. So I'm gonna go ahead and just unbox the bag for you quickly and then jump right into a quick story time and tell you guys as to why I decided to pick this bag up. So let's get started. So full disclosure, this bag is actually discontinued from Louis Vuitton. So I did pick this one up pre-loved and I got an amazing deal on it, which is why I decided to pull the trigger on this. Had I not gotten the deal that I did, I probably wouldn't have purchased it. But because of the condition of this bag and the price point that I paid for it, I just had to go ahead and pick it up. And so this is technically a brand new bag to me. However, the individual that I purchased this from mentioned to me that she only used the bag 4 times. So essentially, to me, this is also brand new. And so when I was inspecting the bag and looking at it, there was honestly no defects to note. So I'm pleasantly surprised. And to be honest with you, as much as I say that I probably wouldn't be picky with some pre-loved bags and their conditions, if I'm going to be paying the price points that I pay for these items, regardless of the fact if they're in a great condition or not, if the price point doesn't align with how the condition is, I'm not going to be buying it, as much as that is. Even though if I really want the bag, I still won't do it. So this one was at a price point and condition that I liked. And you guys already know this is the Palm Springs Mini in a reverse monogram. So it did come with the receipt as well as the tag. And so this is what she looks like in all of her glory. So this is, as I mentioned, the reverse monogram Palm Springs mini backpack. And to answer the burning question, Jonathan, why did you pick up a bag that you already have and in a different canvas? So as you guys know, I absolutely love my Palm Springs mini backpack. It was actually my very first bag that I purchased brand new from the boutique, and it was quite difficult to get my hands on it. And so when I was deciding to get the Palm Springs mini backpack, I was debating between the reverse monogram and, of course, the regular monogram. The reason why I ended up going with the regular monogram was because this one was very, very, very difficult to get your hands on at the time. When I purchased my Palm Springs Mini, it was during the pandemic, so naturally a lot of Louis Vuitton items were out of stock or very difficult to come by. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, at the time, the reverse monogram was priced a little bit higher than the traditional monogram. I think it was only about $100 or so at the time, but don't quote me on that. But I do distinctly remember reverse monogram canvas at some point or another being more expensive than regular monogram. So ultimately, being my first brand new designer handbag purchase, even though it was a couple $100s, I ultimately decided to go with regular monogram just because at the time, I'm as much as I loved reverse monogram, because it was my first in-store brand new purchase, I just wanted to go with regular monogram just to be safe and so I can wear it out in more occasions. So naturally, once I started my handbag journey, I thought nothing of this bag anymore, because why am I going to start duplicating bags that I have already when I've only obtained a couple at the time? I think at the time my collection was very, very small. I want to say it was probably like 2 or 3 bags at the time, and then a lot of SLGs from my earlier collecting years. I focused heavily on SLGs and only recently started to dabble in the world of handbags. So that's why you'll see a lot of SLGs behind me and now more handbags. So I didn't think of this one because I wanted to try out a different silhouettes. And then once I started to obtain more bags and figuring out the styles that I liked, this one popped right back into my brain. However, Louis Vuitton had discontinued the reverse monogram version. and only offered it in the monogram. So I had to naturally look for it at the pre-loved market. However, all of the ones on the pre-loved market were the ones with the old zipper. And if you're not aware, the old zipper is where it wasn't exposed and there was a lip that covered it. However, there was no defects for that lip. So I wanted to wait for when the new one came out, which is also why I pulled the trigger on my monogram one, because I wanted to wait for the newer version. And so when I found this guy, the only reason why I started to look for this one is because when I got my Palm Springs backpack, that one was still available on the Louis Vuitton website. However, I want to say within the last 2 or 3 weeks or so, Louis Vuitton has now discontinued all of the Palm Springs items except for the mini. And so naturally, I was worried that I wasn't going to be able to find the PM in reverse monogram. Yes, I know. I said PM because I actually was looking for the PM size to complete the 3 sizes of that line. However, one thing that was touring me between the PM size and getting just another mini was the fact that the reverse monogram PM is just like this. However, it is switched. So the only reverse aspect of it is on the pocket and the rest of it is monogram, which I didn't necessarily like too much because if I wanted to get a reverse monogram bag, I would want it to be mostly reverse. So that's why when I saw this one, I just knew that it was meant to be. And for 2,000 Canadian dollars, which is crazy to say, I think it was just a fantastic deal. If I'm not mistaken, I do distinctly remember paying a little bit over 3,000 Canadian dollars for my Palm Springs mini in monogram. So to save a good amount of money on this one and in brand new condition is just a no-brainer for me. And so it does come with the straps as well. However, she did not use the straps. So I'm going to preserve these ones and then just use my monogram ones whenever I use this bag. And this one does come with the 2 tags as well, and it is made in the USA. And another thing that I also liked about this bag was the date code is TX3200, and the date code for my Palm Springs monogram is TX3250. So they were kind of made within the same time frame, which I thought was super cute. So they're like sisters. And so that's why I ultimately decided to pick up this guy. I know that this bag is very functional. And to be honest with you, I think in 2026, the Palm Springs Mini backpack in general is priced fairly well compared to other Louis Vuitton handbags. The reason why I say that is because if you look at the monogram version, I believe it is on the Louis Vuitton website for 3,550 Canadian dollars. And if you look at some of the Nano Speedies, those are priced at around 3,200, 3,300, depending on the style of the Nano. And I think that those ones are a little bit more limited compared to the Palm Springs Mini because with the price point of the mini backpack, you can wear it in more versatile ways compared to the Nano, where you can realistically only wear it shoulder, top handle, or crossbody. Whereas this one, I find you can add straps to it. You can totally revamp this into a different style, and you can just, I feel as though you can play with it a little bit more. I know you can wear it the same way as the Nano Speedy, but I find that because it fits a lot more, the straps are removable. It gives you more versatility as to how you can configure the straps. I just think that it is definitely worth the price point, at least in 2026. Who knows with how the prices are going to adapt and change moving forward. So I'm just happy that I was able to grab this one into my collection for such a great price. Thank you so much for watching. I really do hope you enjoyed today's video. If you like this kind of content or simply want to see more of me, then definitely hit that like and subscribe button. And until next time, I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.